We just got to jump into it. We're reacting to it the same way you guys are. Every national program is broken in on this. A report from John Wilner, who's a Pac-12 writer. USC and UCLA are joining the Big Ten as soon as 2024. I'll say it again, USC and UCLA. And is there more? What does this do to the alignment? What are you okay? You just threw your headset down and we're about to walk out.
Oh, it was a call out. Get it.
Why don't you take that call? Because I think that could be beneficial to the show.
Well, I thought it was going to be, so I'm going to see what the message is.
Just tell Alan it'd be better if he called before 2.
And not Alan.
Rico's getting a call from MSU AD Alan Howler, so why don't you go take that?
No, it wasn't Alan. We'll see. Come on.
Is it Tuck?
Let's keep going.
Okay, so look, Rico, I guess let's just react to this and throw the number out. And look, there's more questions and answers, and I have some theories, but what was your initial response to this, that USC and UCLA are joining the Big Ten as soon as 2024?
I think it's going to happen, Mike. This reminds me of all of a sudden. Remember, it came out of the blue when it was Texas and Oklahoma. Nobody saw it coming. But Texas and Oklahoma saw a sinking conference. We've been saying that the Pac-12 is probably the weakest conference of them all. Oregon's the only one that's been to the college football playoff. They're struggling. It's West Coast. They're not really relevant because most people turn off and stop watching football, and they don't stay up late to watch the basketball. From what I understand and talking with Doug, I guess they did their research and kind of said, okay, what would it be like if we went to the Big 12 financially? The Big 10 and the Big 10 network has deep pockets. And with those pockets, yeah, if we go there, we're going to give them L.A. So,
but see, here's the problem I have with this, and you guys can make fun of me, and reacting to this is why we do this job. I think it's garbage. I think it's total garbage. The last time we chased a TV market and not quality was Rutgers in Maryland. Now, USC can be a lot more than that. I hesitate. UCLA hasn't been a consistent threat.
I was just about to say, you know what? Get out. If you're going to compare USC with Rutgers.
But hold on. I'm comparing the mindset. And it's like short money ain't good money, right? Yeah. Fast money's not always good money.
True.
I have a real issue here because I think Big Ten loyalists like myself, Nebraska's never felt like they're a part of the conference. Rutgers not felt like a part of the conference. Maryland still doesn't. You add USC and UCLA, what you've created now is something that's called the Big Ten, but has entirely nothing to do with the Big Ten.
No, but I think also, Mike, this will be the first time that I don't think that the Big Ten reached out. They reached out to Maryland. They reached out to Rutgers. They reached out to Nebraska and Penn State. Hey, guys, you want to come join the party? This is, all of a sudden, they just kind of looked at their phone like, hey, right. Keep getting these California calls.
So can I say to you, all right, now it's all levels of hypocrisy, but I'm just going to say it. I don't have to like it to then offer you my opinion on what they need to do next. And this may not make a lot of sense because you're like, Mike, you're saying they need to do something that you don't like. Well, I'm taking myself out of this. Don't stop here. Go get Stanford and Oregon. Go get Oregon and Washington. If you're going to do this, do it. If you're going to do it, go all the way. Jump in the pool. Don't be half wet. USC and UCLA, fine. You can't just add 2 West Coast schools. It makes no sense to the scheduling. I think this triggers a 16-team conference with pods. And you're going to need 4 West Coast teams in their own pod. You can't stop here, Rico.
Yeah, but the thing is, the scheduling and geographic, I mean, all these teams have team planes. They're not poor. They can fly to wherever they want to fly and be there within 5 hours.
So, like, you don't think, okay, so, like, and I know, Kenny, this is probably adorable to you because the SEC has geographical relevance. But, like, imagine Michigan.
Yeah, because,
going to
South Carolina and Texas A&M are really close.
Okay, you did pick
the 2
one
further
example,
schools,
right?
Yes.
But like, okay, Michigan goes to Penn State and plays a brutal game in Happy Valley first week in November, and then they got to fly out to LA to take on UCLA.
Yeah,
you don't see an issue with that,
Mike. You got 6 days in between.
Wow, a whole 6.
No, but if it was like back-to-back games, like in baseball or basketball, yeah, that's where you will have your problem where you got to be in Penn State on Tuesday and in California on Thursday. But you got a week to get there? No, it's not. And it's I guess it's going to be first world problems because if you bring in L.A., you're bringing in the L.A. market, you're able to now hit every recruit in L.A. and say, hey, your family can still see you play, so that's going to open that up. Now, I understand what you're saying, and, yeah, you probably won't just stop right there because you got to figure Oregon is fuming right now, saying, how dare you
You got to get
leave?
Oregon and UW. You can get Stanford because I know the Big Ten's obsessed with academics.
We got Northwestern for that.
Well, we got to give them a play partner.
You have Michigan.
They only dream they could be a school like Stanford. Get the hell out of here.
Champions of the West.
Yeah, okay. General studies. Just come on. Like,
Oregon, yes, and then you know what? You could spin the wheel and
get
pick
UW. Get UW. If you're chasing markets, go get LA. And then go get San Francisco and Seattle, right? Isn't that what we're doing?
I was about to say I'd go get ASU, but you know.
248-539-9797. If you're joining on this sunny Thursday afternoon, you're not getting played. USC and UCLA are joining the Big Ten starting in 2024, according to reports.
Yeah.
Now, again,
nothing's been finalized yet, but, man, it's a lot of smoke being tossed out. And it does remind me a lot when Texas and Oklahoma just dropped it and said, hey, guys, we're going to leave the Big 12. I'm sorry, what? Yeah, we're going to the SEC. No hard feelings. We can still be friends, right?
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of it, but, again, I'm not going to call the wambulance and say I'm not watching. Of course I will. Why
are you not a big fan of this?
Because I don't like geographically nonsensical expansion. I've never liked it.
But weren't you the same person who said that the Big Ten had to expand?
Yes, and there are ways to do it within the footprint or footprint-ish of the conference.
So USC, but you'd rather have a team like Cincinnati or Pittsburgh.
I didn't say
or
that.
Pittsburgh. No, I'm saying Cincinnati relevant because they just went to the playoffs. Pittsburgh because they're, you know. So you'd rather have those two teams because they're close that you could drive.
I think,
so you want drivable schools.
Yeah, I think it matters. I think, look, the SEC, you can laugh at the Texas thing, but Texas is right next to Louisiana. They simply added another. It's like playing Risk, right? You just added another country to your collection. I can make sense of certain things. I've said this to you before. What I can't make sense of is like, the American Conference, and we have, like Houston's in it.
Right.
Huh? The rest of everybody's
I get what you're saying, Mike, and I'm not saying you're not wrong. It's logical what you're doing, but logic never works in sports.
I just sound like I'm 90.
You kind of do.
I'll own it.
Because here's the thing. That went out the window when West Virginia joined the Big 12. Nothing about West Virginia screams Big 12.
No, they should be in the Big 10.
That's a haul, no matter what.
Right.
They're
West Virginia
clear on the East Coast.
West Virginia is suburban Pittsburgh. Like West Virginia and Pitt should have been in the Big 10 instead of Rutgers and Maryland. Why? Because they fit. Because they play Penn State. Because it makes sense. So look, again, I am not calling the wambulance here. Is there a way this could be really interesting? I guess. But it ain't. If it's just USC and UCLA, that's a catastrophe. You need to continue and go, okay, we're going to have a 20-team conference. And we are going to cripple the Pac-12.
But, I mean, I guess if that's the case in the pod, because that would take them to 16.
Get 4 more.
So now you can do your 14 pod, and you just move Iowa and Nebraska.
I would cherry pick 2 teams from the Big 12. To put with Nebraska and whatever other Western numbnuts you got, and I'd get 2 more teams from the Pac-12. Now you got a 4-team Pac-12 pod, a 4-team Big 12-ish pod, and then the rest of the Big 10 can easily be broken up into other pods. But no, Rico, listen, I'm not. It's not a hill I'm dying on.
No, but you know what you end up with a pod of?
Garbage?
No. You're going to end up with the Ohio State, the Michigan, Penn State, and Michigan State pod.
And this is where, once again, I don't like any divisions. See, I'll say this quickly. When you start doing expansion for dollars, the compromise is you have to get rid of divisions. You have to just have a round robin. You have to let go of rivalries. You have to let go of guaranteed games. See, this is where Big Ten fans are all going to call up. They're going to make fun of me, call me Clint Eastwood from Gran Torino, and then I'm going to say, okay, well, what are you willing to give? What are you willing to give up to get this brave new world? Well, I don't want to hear about how this game has to be at noon and on this week. I don't want to hear about how we have to protect all three of our rivalries. You might only get to protect one.
You know what? I think that's what's going to happen is you get one team, and that's it. And guess what, guys? You may not be playing at the end of the year.
Right.
Because the other 14 teams are not going to kowtow to you just because Fox wants to put you on the big game at noon.
Because guess what? Enrico just nailed this. Put this on a laminate. When you do things for money and market share, you put the networks in control of what you're doing. Now, ABC has always been in control. We're televising your game. It's at night. But we don't wanna. Too bad.
Right.
But when you're talking
you're right.
Big Ten Network and then new deals with these other networks, I got news for you. Pam Ward and Purdue, Minnesota is not in the offing. Yes.
No, you're right, because remember, it was the whole Michigan State could never be played at night until ABC walked in and said, nah, guys, it's going to be a night game.
Right.
And you're going to enjoy it.
And make sure you wear those icy helmets. There you go. No, but that's –
yeah.
So – Big Ten fans, I want to react to this, and I don't think there's a right answer or wrong answer. Everyone can react their own way. I will warn you, I think you are going to have to give up some things that you're probably not ready to give up if this really happens.